News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks all around the world. Here now the news, and there it is a lot, for March 26, 2025. Walt Disney World has revealed that major changes are coming to Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin at the Magic Kingdom. Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin opened way back in 1998 when it replaced Delta Dreamflight. The attraction will close in August of 2025 and reopen sometime in 2026. An exact timeline and reopening date will be announced later. A new scene is coming at the beginning of the ride featuring a brand new original park character. Buddy the Robot is a support bot whose job it is to make sure all Space Rangers are ready to go and perform a final system check. And he performs a final systems check on the Star Cruiser ride vehicles. This scene will also give guests a chance for target practice, including some of the new interactive features. New ride vehicles are also coming to Space Ranger Spin. The updated Star Cruisers will have a new look inspired by Star Command, as well as video monitors with real-time scoring and other exciting features. The anchored blasters will be replaced with handheld devices that feature an always-on laser to help with aim. And each Star Cruiser will have 2 different colors of blasters, which will also have new light, sound, and haptic effects. The old Z targets are being updated to interact with the new blasters, with each hit triggering lighting effects and more. Further interactivity was teased with the announcement saying that these new targets open the door for a few other ideas Imagineers have in mind, and Imagineers are already playtesting the targets, blasters, and other gameplay developments. In fact, you're going to look at a clip now. It's me! I'm getting to play test a new Disney attraction. Thank you, Disney, for the invite. This is pretty cool. They set up a couple of targets in the back of a conference room, and we got to pick up some blasters and try this out. Now, if you've done some globe trotting, you, like I know, this is something we've seen before. We've seen this. We first saw this system with Buzz Lightyear Planet Rescue. That's the version of the attraction that was built for Shanghai Disney in 2016. We then saw it again in 2019 when Hong Kong Disneyland removed Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters and replaced it with Ant-Man and the Wasp Nano Battle. Very similar ride system. The vehicles, the screen, scorekeeping, the way the blasters work, all of that. We've seen this twice before, and very likely now, we know Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters from Tokyo Disneyland is closed, and we're getting a new Wreck-It Ralph attraction there, and we assume it's going to have this same system, this same kind of updated guns, and obviously different design, but same type of game system, essentially, installed there. Look, there's been some moments in the last year where with Disney, it's been like, oh, I thought we were going to get past all of this, and really remove ourselves from the Bob Chapek era of things. And obviously with the closing of Muppet Vision, I don't really feel that way. I know a lot of you don't in regards to Rivers of America, but I will say this. I think what really indicates we are in a new era is that the Magic Kingdom is finally throwing money at this ride. This thing has been in an awful state forever. It's been crumbling upon itself. It's running on a 1972 ride system. It's the first iteration in the world of a arcade or shooting gallery style ride, and it has not been touched since it was first created, and every ride Disney has done with a shooting system since has been, remarkably more advanced and better. And guests have for over, it's over 25 years? We're at 30? We're at 25 years, right? Something like that. But for all these years, we've been wondering when they would do something, and honestly, we thought when Lightyear was being made, the rumor was that they were going to update the ride, and that would be the opportunity to do this. Now, I think that got shelved when Lightyear wasn't a huge success, just like the Space Mountain they had planned for Disneyland that would have been inspired by Lightyear. Those got shelved because the movie was not a huge hit. And now I think we're coming back around to it. But I think this is great to see an investment in a ride that needs it. An attraction getting a refresh and getting money poured into it that desperately needs it is a very good thing. And it's going to sound mean, it's kind of anti-Walt Disney World. It's kind of the thing I have not expected from Disney World most of my adult life. And it is wild to see it. And there is a precursor to this that kind of sets the stage, and we'll talk about it a little bit later. But I'm honestly really proud of them. This is great. Throwing money into a ride, this is not going to increase attendance. This is not a true financial benefit. And a lot of the things we're going to talk about that Disney announced to us yesterday and were publicly announced today, are going to be things that are not directly related to a profit center. They're things that just are going to lead to better guest enjoyment and make people want to come back. They're going to make the overall experience at Disney World better and make people want to actually return. And I think they understand that for a couple of years, they made people not want to return. And now they're trying to undo that, which is hard to undo, but you got to start somewhere. I think this is an excellent start. Also, they've learned how to scratch the itch of both ends of the spectrum, right? The two ends of the spectrum being us, the return hardcore guest, and the tourist, right? Those are the two sides of the spectrum, the two ends of the spectrum. And fixing up an IP ride and making it fresh for tourists is great. And then for us, it's, well, making the ride more fun, but also giving us the things we know and love, which the things we love about Disney is Disney parks is original storytelling. So creating a new original character within the framework of the Buzz Lightyear universe, this buddy character, and also giving him, he's got this fun little reference on the bottom. What is it? I don't have it in front of me. It's IYHW3, which is If You Had Wings, the original attraction from 1972 in this space. And then the 3, representing that this is the 3rd attraction to ever occupy that space. If You Had Wings, Delta Dream Flight, Space Ranger Spin, in that order. So an original character, a new animatronic, and an all-around improvement. I don't know what's not to like about this. I think this is one of those things, a rare occasion where everyone in the fandom is in total agreement that this is awesome, and it's going to benefit tourists too. This is going to feel hip and modern and current and not dated and dilapidated, which is how it feels now. So good on Disney. I'm excited about this. It's not going to be my favorite attraction in the Magic Kingdom, but I would certainly ride this more if it was in better shape, and it's about to be. Moving on with all of our mega announcements from this week, an opening date has been announced for Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After and The Little Mermaid, A Musical Adventure, the 2 new shows coming to Disney's Hollywood studios. The new shows will both open on May 27, 2025. Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After will feature appearances by dozens of Disney villains. Cruella de Vil, Captain Hook, and Maleficent will each break through the glass as they take to the stage for live production numbers and enter the realm of the Magic Mirror where dozens of villains are trapped. They want the mirror to reveal the truth, which villain has been treated the most unfairly of them all. Watch again as Cruella de Vil, Captain Hook, and Maleficent present their cases on stage, persuading with wicked wisdom and wisecracks. And will you be swayed by their hijinks and humor? It's a spellbinding show with moving music and a most memorable finale where you help decide who has been treated the most unfairly. Meanwhile, The Little Mermaid, A Musical Adventure replaces the former Voyage of the Little Mermaid. The new adaptation of The Little Mermaid will feature puppets, digital characters, and more. The show will include the same songs as the predecessor, plus Daughters of Triton, and it'll be based on the original animated film, not the live-action film. I've seen some discourse from people saying that these announcements are in response to Epic Universe. This date is in response to Epic Universe. These are not the first things at Walt Disney World to open on May 27th. Even in the last, 3-4 years, we've had other May 27th openings. It's a holiday weekend, right? Or is it right after the holiday weekend? It's around Memorial Day, which is the official kickoff to summer at theme parks across the United States. This is not in response. This is when you would target to open something new. The same way Epic is opening in that time frame, you would obviously want your new things to debut in this time frame. We will talk about a nighttime thing that is slightly delayed, that is not going to make that weekend or that week, and we'll talk about that soon. But obviously, also, let's be honest, these are going to soft open, and they're going to soft open over the holiday weekend if this is after. So that's what's going to happen here. It's going to be a big summer at Walt Disney World. And again, Walt Disney World, we've talked about this already, they're going to have to fight for attendance this summer. We know, number one, the summer, and Disney admitted this at the event we attended, Disney admitted that summer is not their most attended period. It is a time of year most guests who have never visited, most first-time people assume, or most guests in general, believe in surveys have said they believe summer is the busiest time at Walt Disney World. And then the truth is when they survey guests who actually attend in the summer, they say the park was considerably less busy than they thought it would be, and they had a great time. So maybe not because of the heat, but the things Disney can control, at least. So, yeah, they've had to fight for summer for the past couple years anyway, and given the financial or the economic status in the United States right now, a lot of people are not looking to travel, and so we're going to talk about a lot of deals that Disney is rolling out, but the soft bookings we've heard about for the new hotels around Epic Universe at Universal, we've seen that. Go check that inventory yourself by going to the Universal website and looking at hotels. You can see they have lots available and at very low rates at those brand new hotels that they have built. It's no secret this is going to be a rough summer in Orlando, and both resorts are doing what they can to get people to show up. Now, you would think in most worlds a new theme park would do that, but you know, what I've learned over 18 years of doing this is that sometimes your biggest, baddest offerings are no match for people's finances. People will not go beyond their means all of the time simply because you decided to open something new this summer. In fact, what we learned is Walt Disney World, 1/3 of all guests they have coming have never been to anything that's open in the past 5 years. So 1/3 of their guests have never even been to Pandora, the world of Avatar. That's new to 1/3 of all of their guests coming in, which is a lot. The Orlando market's very different from all the others. So I don't know. Both resorts are making a compelling case for people. We'll have to wait and see if people decide it's enough to, fork over some money and come to Central Florida this summer. The upcoming Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away Nighttime Parade will debut this summer at Magic Kingdom, but still has no opening date. The Disney Starlight Nighttime Parade was first announced at last year's D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan Event. Walt Disney World has stated that the parade will be the resort's tentpole offering for this year. And with an article from Disney Today, though, it's mentioned that the new nighttime parade will debut later this summer. Readers are urged to stay tuned for more details and an opening date. The Post also mentions that Disney is still putting the finishing touches on the parade, so perhaps a new look will be provided soon by them. Disney Starlight will be the first new nighttime parade at the Magic Kingdom in almost 10 years. It'll take inspiration from the previous nighttime parades, such as the Electrical Parade and Spectro Magic at Magic Kingdom, as well as some of the early animated features of the Walt Disney Studios. So it's kind of delayed. That's basically Disney admitting that parade is delayed. When in the summer we think that's going to be, I'm thinking it's going to be pretty late. I'm sure they'd like to hit July, 4th of July being a big holiday for summer travel, but we'll wait and see what it ends up being. During that media event this week, Disney shared that updates to the Reimagined test track at EPCOT will be focused on the ride experience itself, as opposed to the pre- and post-show of updates past. The previous update of Test Track in 2012 had focused again on that pre-show where you design your own vehicle, and the post-show with the interactive elements and such at the attraction. And with Disney now in the throes of another reimagining, the updates being added will focus on the ride experience itself. For example, the scene shown in the concept art you're looking at now will feel as though riders are driving through a real forest. This sequence replaces the section of the ride that featured laser trees and will instead be packed with dense greenery. I'm going to talk about this real quick. So there were several images we were shown at the media event that were not for public consumption, sort of a little tease of what they're working on. In the case of Test Track, they showed us what is essentially the real photograph of this scene. So what you're looking at, the concept art, we got to see the current state that is in. And imagine just a very lush canopy of tree above you. And of course, you have the trunks of the tree on the sides of the road. And just very lush and way more detailed than that ride has ever been, which is great. I think that's always been the weak point of Test Track. The ride system is fantastic. The interactive stuff, when it has worked, has been cool, but that's probably going away anyway. The scenes have always been, I love original Test Track, and I get the real automotive testing ground theme. That's great. It worked. And I didn't necessarily have a problem with it. I don't like Test Track 2.0, but it worked. I think it was fine. But now, like, making it a real Disney attraction as far as quality of sets and scenes is going to make a big difference. That's pretty exciting. The attraction did close for refurbishment back in July of 2024. It's set to open in late 2025, late summer of 2025. No specific opening date has been provided, but of course the ride will revert to its original General Motors sponsorship instead of being presented by Chevrolet, which is owned by GM anyway. They also gave us some new details about Geo 82, the adult-only lounge coming to Spaceship Earth at Epcot. During a roundtable, we learned that guests will enter the bar through a tunnel. We got to see this again. Sadly, we can't share it with you yet, but you will enter through a tunnel. And additionally, we're told the menu is bourbon heavy. So they'll offer modern and innovative cocktails and globally influenced small plates. The full menu details will be shared at a later date. The name of the lounge was first announced earlier in the month and references the opening year of Epcot as well as at Spaceship Earth is a geodesic sphere. Despite Disney previously describing the venue as a zen space for families to gather and enjoy refreshments, Geo 82 will now be open to adults only, with advanced reservations available for guests ages 21 and older. The tunnel, when they showed us the tunnel, it was in a very early state. It just was essentially the wood that'll be underneath the sets was present. My mind immediately went to, I don't know that it is this. In my heart of hearts, I want it to be. The communication tunnel. If you remember the 1994 to 2007 version of Spaceship Earth, there was a tunnel before you go out into the big, giant the middle of the ride where you get to the top of Spaceship Earth and you turn and see Earth from space. There was a tunnel before that was called the communication tunnel, and it had lights. It had the soundtrack to the 1994 version was spectacular. I miss it every day. And the lights and everything were really spectacular. Neon lights and little things going, and it was very, very cool. And I miss that dearly. And so in my heart of hearts, it was a tunnel. So I'm like, this is a tunnel. Can we please get that back? Like just as an entrance to a bar? Like I would love that. I don't think it's going to be. It doesn't really match the aesthetic. We'll see. But nonetheless, and it's bourbon heavy. So Eric Morton. Like I've never seen Eric Morton jump in the air and click his heels together. He did that earlier when I told him that it was going to be mostly bourbon. But I'm excited about it. I like bourbon too. That's my liquor of choice. So I'm pretty jazzed about this. Zootopia Better Zoogether, the new show coming to Animal Kingdom this winter, will reuse some of the existing theater effects from It's Tough to Be a Bug. Zootopia Better Zoogether is a new show coming to Animal Kingdom this winter, replacing It's Tough to Be a Bug, which was housed in the Tree of Life. During that media event this week, Disney confirmed to us that, again, they will use some of the theater's existing effects. Recent permits filed by Disney for work on the Tree of Life Theater may suggest that they're keeping the fog effect. They made it sound like it'd be more than that. I don't know they didn't specifically say which effects it will be, but that's all they said, and they did show the seats at that time, so we'll wait and see what effects end up being kept. But yeah, winter of this year, late this year, we'll get to see Zootopia Better Together, and we'll find out. As part of an initiative to bring more magic for younger kids at Walt Disney World this summer, Kids Zones are coming to the parks with special offerings. At Magic Kingdom, there will be 2 Kids Zones, one featuring Stitch in Tomorrowland and one in Storybook Circus. Details have yet to be released, but these will include new activities, pop-up entertainment, games, music, dancing, and more. Over at Epcot, Goofy is taking over CommuniCore Hall with the ultimate game party and play space following the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival. CommuniCore Hall is that large air-conditioned space that can be transformed into an area with displays or festival kitchens depending on the Epcot festival. But when there's no festival, it serves as a seating area. So this is going to be the first attempt to use it between festivals for something, which is pretty exciting. These offerings will be available from May 27th through September 1st. More details are coming soon. Characters will soon be out bright and early at the Walt Disney World Resort theme parks. One of the perks of staying on site at a Walt Disney World Resort hotel is the early entry to a theme park on, it's every day, isn't it? Guests who take advantage of early entry will now be able to find some beloved characters out and about in the parks before they open to regular guests. No details were given specifically. What we were told was they would be roaming characters. We were told roaming, this doesn't mean in meet and greet, informal meet and greet spaces, specifically roaming in areas of the park for resort guests during the early entry benefit. This again will be offered May 27th through September 1st. As part of Cool Kids Summer, select Walt Disney World Resort hotels will feature a new slate of activities and scheduled character appearances. Characters have been known to appear randomly as surprise and delight magic for resort guests, but 4 hotels will have a set schedule for visits this summer. Guests staying at these resorts will also be able to enjoy other Disney-themed activities. These activities and character appearances will be available to guests at Disney's Art of Animation Resort, Disney's Pop Century Resort, Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, and Disney's Wilderness Lodge. So some resorts in every category. Recently, select Disney resorts, including Pop Century, have posted those character experience schedules in their resort lobbies. The schedule displays the days and times that their favorite Disney pals will be visiting the resort. The character interactions are not set up as traditional meet and greets. This is what we would call roaming again. The characters will stop to take photos with guests, but do not form typical lines, and instead wander inside and out to see as many guests as possible. The scheduled character appearances happening this summer will work in a similar fashion. Real quick, I just want to say, again, things that Disney spending money on things that do not show a direct financial benefit. They just make the guest experience better and inspire people to want to come back. These are things we lost sight of for a long time. But adding entertainment in the parks, this Stitch offering, the Storybook Circus thing, the Goofy thing in CommuniCore Hall, the characters out roaming during the early morning hours for resort guests, more of them at the resort hotels, more activities at said resort hotels, which Disney said they'll elaborate on that later. That there's going to be new recreational activities at those resorts that they feel will be must-dos for families, that they'll have to sort of plan to spend more time at the resorts to see some really cool things. This is great. This is what we want from Disney. I would say I hope this is going to succeed. This is proven to be successful. This has been done a million times at all different Disney parks around the world. It's been done here in the past. In the distant past. This is going to work. It's going to test really well with guests. They're going to love it, and hopefully Disney will feel enthralled with that response to continue to do these things, to continue to add atmospheric entertainment and make these parks and these resorts more alive than they've been in the last several years. That's what I'm hopeful for, and they're going to be a success. The question is, will Disney parlay that success into making them permanent offerings after this summer? A new Walt Disney World Resort Hotel offer will soon become available for stays taking place later this year. Guests can save up to 30% off a resort hotel stay for longer visits between August 1st and October 11th of this year. Booking will open on March 27th. Special deals on rooms will also be available for Florida residents and Walt Disney World annual pass holders. Full details, including eligible hotels, required length of stay, and more, will be available when those bookings open tomorrow. We'll post about it on our website tomorrow. Also, the popular free dining plan returns with a new Walt Disney World Vacation Package deal. Guests can get the free dining plan when booking a non-discounted package for a minimum of 4 nights at a Walt Disney World Resort hotel that includes a park hopper ticket. Bookings for the free dining plan offer open on March 27th and are valid for stays June 29th through December 22nd of 2025. Disney also recently shared news of a free dining plan for Disney Visa card members. The number of packages for this offer is limited, and guests must mention the offer when they call to book. A new 3-day, 3-park ticket offer is available for Walt Disney World guests to purchase again starting March 27th. The ticket includes admission to EPCOT, Disney's Hollywood Studios, and Disney's Animal Kingdom. Guests may enter 1 park per day. Park hopping is not available. This ticket cannot be used for admission to the Magic Kingdom. Guests may take advantage of this offer for visits from April 6th through September 22nd. And lastly, a new deal offering 50% off kids' tickets to Walt Disney World has been announced. The sale is valid for 3-day or longer tickets for kids ages 3 to 9. Booking again starts on March 27th. The tickets must be used for visits May 27th through September 20th. All of these fantastic summer deals can be booked with our sponsor. And of course, today's show is brought to you by that sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT, and their team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland resorts to Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. And the best part is their concierge services are 100% free. So book today. Okay, we're through all of that media event coverage now. Sorry, Rex. And hit Spike in the face. Sorry, guys. Either way, we're through all that media event news. Now we'll get to sort of the regular news, if you will. Refurbishment work is continuing in the Emporium at Magic Kingdom, with construction walls moving to completely seal off the youth and plush sections. We've been following this refurbishment since it began back in January, and construction has since progressed forward from the back entrance to the Emporium inside Casey's Corner, 1 room at a time, revealing updated flooring, raised ceilings, and new placement of merchandise displays, and a hideous, hideous design. Our last update saw walls constructed in the section of the store directly inside the Disney Clothiers facade, where we previously reported that those facade doors were closed and locked. Some of the construction walls that appeared earlier this month have now been removed, revealing brand new flooring. The carpets have been eliminated and replaced with the new wood flooring in a chevron pattern, accented by tiles featuring a pattern motif of a light gray clover centered in the middle of a tile with the darker gray leaves extending to each corner of the square. The existing tiles also remain in some areas, a pattern of green square tiles arranged in a diamond shape enclosed by a white triangle to form a larger square by surrounding a border surrounded by a border of camel-colored tiles. Wallpaper in gray and white mandala motif also has been applied to some of the walls in the space, and now construction walls have moved forward to seal off the entrance to the youth and plush section, an area typically housing clothes and accessories for kids and babies. Guests are not currently able to walk the entire length of the Emporium from the end of Main Street USA by the train station to the back entrance at Casey's Corner, conveniently getting you to Adventureland and Frontierland. Guests can still access the open sections of the connected shops, but are only able to access the newly unveiled Disney Clothiers by exiting through the doors in the seasonal section and following the roped-off pathway leading through the now open shop facade doors. I've already mentioned this. This is a terrible project. It looks awful. It doesn't fit Main Street. Every store at Walt Disney World has the faux wood and the white tile, and it all looks screen door at Boardwalk. They just did this. M-Mouse Mercantile at the Grand Floridian. It just keeps happening over and over. These floors are hideous. It happened at Mickey's of Hollywood. Every new store they put this flooring in, it looks like garbage. It scuffs easy. There's always black marks across it. This is terrible show. This is junk. And for all the good we talked about with Disney today, whatever they're doing to the interiors at Walt Disney World is an atrocity. It's really an atrocity. The Country Bear musical Jamboree, which opened to guests last summer, ranks higher than the original show according to guest satisfaction surveys at Magic Kingdom. The Country Bear musical Jamboree debuted in July of 2024. The original attraction closed in January of that year. Of course, as you may remember, a Toy Story Woody's Roundup marionette show was in development to replace the Country Bear Jamboree. While former CEO Bob Chapek led Disney Parks, this idea was eventually scrapped. I wonder why. I have a vague recollection of some incident. But either way, Disney considers the new show a big success, as the guest satisfaction surveys at Magic Kingdom ranked the Country Bear musical Jamboree as the number 6 at the park overall. That's the 6th most popular offering. The old show, at the time it closed, was ranked number 27. You can watch our video of the full Country Bear musical Jamboree here on our channel. You can also watch my honest review where I'll tell you all the reasons why I think it is a fantastic update. I won't say any of it now. Save it for that video in case you haven't watched it. Just a few short days after we initially reported the damage, the It's a Small World Clock Tower facade has been repaired at the Magic Kingdom. When entering the attraction's queue, guests can see the colorful clock tower as boats pass by. The facade of the clock tower shows glittery numbers 0 through 9 sitting below and to the right of the smiling clock face. Last week, we reported the number 3 on the clock tower was partially broken off. It's been that way for months, according to those who sent reports to us. We can now happily say that the 3 has been fixed, with the broken top portion of the number reattached and the scuffed paint now covered. You can somewhat see the repair line on the 3 with just a touch of white, and maintenance customers may have found and reattached the original broken piece rather than fashioned a new one. But either way, it's better than having a broken 3 there. Thank you to everyone at Walt Disney World who made this happen. These little maintenance victories are so important to show and quality, and it brightens my day to see when they care. Really, really puts a smile on my face. Easter has arrived at Epcot with the 2025 Easter Eggstravaganza scavenger hunt. Guests can purchase a map and use it to hunt for character-inspired eggs throughout Epcot. The Eggstravaganza map is $9.99. The maps are actually egg-shaped papers featuring Easter basket artwork. There are egg-shaped icons for 12 of the park's pavilions, including All of World Showcase and the Odyssey. The map includes a sticker sheet on the back, and as you find each themed egg, you place the corresponding sticker on the correct pavilion name. The eggs and stickers all resemble different Disney rabbits like Oswald, Thumper, the White Rabbit, Bean Bunny, and Judy Hopps. And whether you complete the egg hunt or not, you can return your map to the Creation Shop, Disney Traders, or World Traveler to pick up a prize. Maps can be redeemed through April 21st or while supplies last. This year, guests choose one of 6 prizes. Each is an egg-shaped wooden block featuring the outline of a different character in an Easter egg with 4 colors of paint and a brush. The 6 characters are Mickey, Minnie, the White Rabbit, Thumper, Chip, and Dale. The packaging features colored pictures of the eggs if you need a guide for your DIY painting. Also, they've released a limited edition Eggstravaganza pin for $22.99. It's available for anyone to purchase regardless of whether you do the egg hunt or not. The pin features Mickey Mouse inside a cracked egg painted red and yellow. Eggstravaganza 2025 is across the bottom of the pin. It's available at pin locations throughout EPCOT. A new lug water bottle bag featuring Figment is now available at EPCOT for $50. We found the bag for sale at the Imageworks in the Imagination Pavilion. The purple lug bag can be used to hold a water bottle safely inside thanks to its cinched closure. It displays an embroidered Figment on the front pouch. His bright yellow eyes and orange horns showcases he wears a big smile. The bag contains multiple zippered pockets, including 2 on the front of the bag and 1 on the side. And embroidered on the back of the bag are Figment's wings and tail. There are also 2 loops to attach the bag to a belt or the included adjustable strap. The new Thumper popcorn bucket is now available at Walt Disney World for Easter 2025. It's $24. The bucket features Thumper from Disney's animated classic Bambi. In his arms, he holds a blue painted Easter egg with stripes and spots. You've seen this. It's on the desk. You've already seen it. Here it is. The strap displays artwork of Thumper along with painted eggs. And he's in a field, and he's in multiple poses. He's very cute. I mean, I love Bambi's like my favorite movie. That and Lady and the Tramp. Either way, guests looking to purchase the bucket. It's limited to 2 per guest per transaction. The bucket can be purchased at various popcorn stands. We found it at the popcorn stand near the Creation Shop in EPCOT. I gotta fix him now. Get back on your spot. Move my cup. My cup's been in the wrong space the whole show. Disney Vacation Club announced they will soon open a new Welcome Home Center in the Canada Pavilion of EPCOT. Construction has been ongoing in the Canada Pavilion for over a year, and we now know that it's at least partially for this Welcome Home Center named Chateau de Voyage, probably de Voyage, it's French. This will be the first ever in-park Welcome Home Center at Walt Disney World. Guests will be able to learn more about DVC membership and tour a model room for the Island Tower at Disney's Polynesian Villas and Bungalows. Chateau de Voyage is referenced in a prop postcard at the new Disney Vacation Club McKim's Mile House, a member lounge at Magic Kingdom. Victoria B. Columbia, a reference to Victoria, British Columbia, wrote to Gracie McKim, "We decided to stop at Chateau de Voyage on the train home. You are right, the maple taffy is the best I've ever tasted, and the views of the Rocky Mountains were something the children and I will never forget." Hopefully this means we get to try some maple taffy at the new location. If they give that out, I will forgive some of this sin. I will not forgive all of it, though. Either way. I just want to say, this is weird. This is a weird... DVC has got to stop taking up park real estate. At least the lounges benefit guests who are DVC members. That I have not a big problem with. What I have a big problem with is building full sales centers in a park. Now, I know this space is unused, but it makes me uncomfortable that they're just giant sales locations. Look, I've never been a big fan of the kiosks all over the parks, but it is what it is. But nonetheless, yeah, this is happening. I know many of you have voiced your opinion that you don't think it's great either. But yeah, I guess we're gonna have to live with it. While observing the German train village in EPCOT, we discovered small, unclothed figures of women were added to the display, likely as a guest prank. The tiny village is located in the Germany Pavilion and World Showcase at EPCOT. There are various houses and buildings with a train that travels through the town, many trains actually. Within the tiny village is a tower where a figure of a small girl in a green dress stands holding a teddy bear in one hand. Taking a closer look at the tower on March 25th, we noticed 2 small figures on the left and right of the girl were missing their clothes. The figure on the right appears to have red hair, is lifting her arm into the air. The figure on the left has black hair and has one hand behind her head, another on her hip as she's posing, and both figures are attached to small acrylic stands to keep them upright. Both figures face towards the tower, leaving some of their appearance to the imagination. The figures were likely placed as a guest prank. They're not to scale. They're not things Disney would have put out. So just a weird thing. And the reason we pointed out was I don't know that the Disney cast member that works in the village would have dealt with this otherwise. But I pointed out so it gets fixed, because obviously it's a child-friendly park, and we don't need, nude little women figurines in the train village, causing a stir. But it's good to know there's bad guests in the German train village and in the theme parks. We have unruly guests in both the small toy world and our real world. Speaking of bad guests, a stolen car chase on Monday, March 24th led to the Pixar Palace parking structure at Disneyland Resort, forcing the garage to close while police searched. According to the Orange County Register, the Orange County Sheriff's Department received a report at 7:50 p.m. that someone had stolen a Chevy Camaro near Pacific Coast Highway and Ritz-Carlton Drive. Deputies located the car traveling at high speed on I-5, and with air support, they chased the Camaro until it pulled into the Pixar Palace parking structure at around 8 p.m. Anaheim Police and the California Highway Patrol took over the search to search the parking structure for at least one suspect, but as many as 4 suspects may have been involved. The Pixar Palace parking structure was temporarily closed during the search, and guests who had parked there could not access their vehicles. Air support also patrolled in search of the suspect or suspects. Reports did not indicate if any suspects were caught or tracked off Disneyland Resort property. Disneyland is reusing the tagline from their 50th anniversary to promote its 70th anniversary celebration. Disneyland Resort's 70th anniversary celebration will begin on May 16th. Disneyland has shared multiple social media posts referring to the anniversary as the happiest celebration on Earth. The happiest celebration on Earth, of course, was used in 2005 to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Disneyland. During the 18-month-long celebration, Disney parks around the world brought guests new attractions, entertainment, and more. And specifically, the tagline was used at the various global parks, while Disneyland Resort would use the happiest homecoming on Earth. Disneyland has used the phrasing in 2 recent Instagram posts for the 70th anniversary. One Instagram post features Mickey and friends riding King Arthur Carousel with the caption, "The happiest celebration on Earth is just around and around and around the corner." Another post revealed that the Jonas Brothers will sing the celebration theme song. I will talk about that in a moment. But again, using that name, which I think is great. If you remember, and we'll talk about this term in a moment, in the early press releases and announcements from Disney, we were told the event will celebrate happy. So it was assumed celebrate happy is the tagline, but it seems like it might be the happiest celebration on Earth, which I love. That brings back nostalgia for me. It's a great tagline. It's the happiest place on Earth is the happiest celebration. Just like we did the most magical celebration on Earth. It makes perfect sense. So a good decision. Getting back to the Jonas Brothers, the caption on their post reads, "We're ready to roller coaster into the happiest celebration on Earth." The Jonas Brothers will perform the official Disneyland Resort 70th anniversary celebration theme song, "Celebrate Happy." So yes, the Jonas Brothers will be singing that theme. I know it's going to be streaming. You're going to be able to stream the song beginning May 13th, just a couple days before the celebration actually kicks off. You'll get to hear the song in the park in the Celebrate Happy Cavalcade. You'll get to hear it in the projection show at It's a Small World and probably many other places throughout the resort during the event. A colorful collection of Disneyland's 70th anniversary merchandise has arrived already. There are 2 Magic Key exclusive items. The bulk of the collection is available at the Emporium at Disneyland Park. The 2 Magic Key exclusive items were found at Disney Showcase, also on Main Street, USA. There is a lug bag for $65. There's a Spirit jersey for $79.99. A shirt is $49.99. A corksicle for $44.99. A ringer tee is $39.99. The Mickey pin is $19.99. It's limited release. The Jumbo Countdown pin is $49.99, and it also serves as a standee. You could stand it up. There's a Magic Key exclusive t-shirt for $39.99. A Magic Key exclusive pin is $19.99, which is limited release as well. The 70th anniversary kicks off May 16th. This is not merchandise that should be available at this time. This is essentially the countdown or preview collection. So this will be sold in the lead up to the event. Walt Disney World did something similar for the 50th. So don't expect this to last throughout. It's probably just for now through about May 16th. Disneyland Resort will update the screen of the lead drum float in Paint the Night to feature the 70th anniversary logo as seen in a new ad for the celebration. In the ad, the float is in front of Sleeping Beauty Castle, and you can see the 70th on the drum. As you know, when the parade first debuted, it was for Disneyland's 60th anniversary, and the drum featured imagery of the diamonds and such for the diamond celebration. And then in between, it had a more generic theme when it wasn't part of a celebration. But this is the cool thing about there being a screen in the parade is you can update it for the anniversary. Of course, Paint the Night returns May 16th to kick off the event. Avengers Assemble, the stunt show on the roof and balcony of Avengers headquarters at Disney California Adventure, is closing. The final performance of the show will be held on April 5th, Disneyland Resort officials told the Orange County Register. Avengers Assemble usually features Black Widow, Captain America, and Black Panther fighting Taskmaster. A holiday version of the show with Hawkeye debuted in 2021. The closing of Avengers Assemble follows a slew of live entertainment cancellations at Disneyland Resort. Disney cut down the amount of performances of Warriors of Wakanda, the Disciples of the Dora Milaje, and Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Dance-Off. Doctor Strange Mysteries of the Mystic Arts closed permanently as well. The Spider-Man Stuntronics show also got cuts. They cut human performers and cut down the length of the show. All this is coming before Avengers Campus is set to double in size. So I don't know if this is, hey, we can get away with less entertainment because we're actually going to have attractions in this land. But I know for so many people, the highlight of Avengers Campus was the ability to see so many of the Avengers characters out and about and in the land. And losing a little bit of that slowly over time is sadly, it's the progression. This is what when I said, you know, I'm proud of Walt Disney World because usually all we do is cut great entertainment. These are the kind of things that made me not trust Walt Disney World with entertainment. These are the kind of cuts we would make here in Florida. And it's very sad. And now to see California going down that road, it bums me out. It's sad. We should not be cutting so much entertainment. The entertainment is such an important part of what brings these parks to life. Speaking of that, the Disney Junior Dance Party located in California Adventure has closed after holding its final performance on Sunday, March 23rd. Disney has said a new show will be coming to the theater in Hollywoodland later this year, with more information to be shared soon. The show has since been removed from the Disneyland Resort mobile app. The original webpage for the show now redirects guests to the general Disneyland Resort Entertainment page. We recently reported on the rumor that the show would be closing, and then Disney has confirmed it as of this week. That was a 30-minute show aimed at preschool-age children and featured characters such as Vampirina, Doc McStuffins, Mickey and Minnie from Mickey and the Roadster Racers. The characters joined DJ and Finn Fiesta as they played popular songs from Disney Junior shows, and kids could join in on the fun. The show debuted way back on May 26th of 2017 and replaced Disney Junior live on stage. Back then, it was a budget thing too. I think the puppeteers were unionized, and Disney didn't like that the demands of the puppeteers, and so they killed the puppet show and then put in a new version of the show, and now they're getting rid of that. Tokyo Disney Resort will open regular standby lines for the Fantasy Springs attractions beginning in April. This will be the first time ever that all 4 of these rides have had a standby line. Since Fantasy Springs opened last summer, guests have needed to obtain either a free standby pass or purchase a Disney Premier Access for an attraction. Or a vacation package was also another way you could do it. Standby pass is essentially a virtual queue, giving guests a specified time to join the attraction's line, while Disney Premier Access is similar to Lightning Lane, offering guests a shorter wait. Beginning April 1st, guests will be able to walk right up to an attraction and join the queue without the need for standby pass. Disney Premier Access will still be available for purchase. Until January this year, guests could not enter Fantasy Springs without a standby pass or a Premier Access for an attraction, but then they opened the land as free to, the port, as free to enter. You've been able to do this. Now, standby lines are going to open, and I will tell you, I fully anticipate we're going to have 3-digit waits for all of these attractions, I think at least off the bat. And then I'm going to be there. So we'll show you what happens. We'll be there just a couple days into this, and we'll see how the guests react to this and what it means for your upcoming trip if you have one planned. So stay tuned. We'll see what this means. The Disney Destiny cruise ship has hit another milestone on its journey to sea. Last week, the ship was set afloat for the first time at the Meyerwerft shipyard in Papenburg, Germany. The milestone was announced from Disney. In January, the ship's exterior structure was completed and a time-lapse video was released of that process. But last week, Disney Destiny completed another exciting milestone when it touched water for the first time. The process is known as a float up, began by filling the building dock with water from the Ems River in order to lift the Disney Destiny from the floor of the chamber. The ship was then guided to another position in the hull, where the team will begin testing different systems on board, including the main engines. And in the coming months, the shipyard team will continue to focus on building out the legendary interior spaces coming to the Disney Destiny. The Disney Destiny will set out on its maiden voyage on November 20th of 2025 from Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale. The new Disney Cruise Line ship will be themed to heroes and villains, with Hero Minnie leading the way on the bow, and Spider-Man will be featured on the ship's stern. The Disney Destiny will debut a Hercules stage show, a Black Panther statue in the atrium, a Wakandan entertainment hub, an Iron Man tower suite, a Doctor Strange lounge, a new villains-themed Aquamouse story, and several returning offerings. It'll be the 3rd ship in the Wish class, meaning it's the same layout as the Disney Wish and the Disney Treasure. A 4th Disney Wish class ship will follow in 2027. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to all the WIGS members watching who make this show happen every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.